I caressed my palm upon his chest and said, "Relax, I was teasing you. You also teased me." He placed his head again on my chest and spoke in a childish voice. "You'll not call any man handsome in front of me. I'll start crying like they." I laughed loudly and he joined me after a second. We stopped laughing slowly and he said, "Come on, sleep now, wifey." I grinned. "Good night, husband." He peeked on my neck lightly and said, "This husband of yours, love you a lot." It was 5 when my eyes opened. The room was bathed in a slow, warm glow from the bedside lamp. They were sleeping soundly. In my arm, I gazed at his beautiful face. I was captured by his beauty. Even in his sleep, the delicate features were relaxed, and a gentle smile was casing his lips. As if they were dreaming of something beautiful and wonderful, I ran my fingers through his silky hair, the rise and fall of the chest, with each breath like a comfortable rhythm. I was feeling their warmth against me, and it filled my heart with the love. Just two of us, wrapped in a little world of love, and I can't help but feel grateful for having him in my life. I could not resist myself for placing a gentle kiss on his forehead. I brushed my fingers upon their cheek, and he knelt deeply in his sleep. Is my touch affecting in sleep? I gently caressed my fingers over the exposed neck, and he suddenly moved his hand to hold my wrist. It's tickling me, he spoke in his lazy and sleepy voice. But I found it. I clapped and traced my fingers again on the same spot. They whimpered cutely. "Please, Jungle." I placed him on the bed and came over him. I placed a sweet kiss on his cheeks and whispered in his ear, while tracing my fingers in the very same spot. "Let me kiss you here. Please, love." They hugged. "Please." I spoke in a very low voice. "Your voice, it's so good." They spoke, probably in his sleep. I cupped his cheeks with my hand and whispered in his ear, "Are you dreaming of me, They nodded his head a bit, and I grinned. I brushed my lips on their earlobe and said, "What are you dreaming of, my beautiful wife?" And they said lightly, "But he did." And am I kissing you in your dreams? I asked in an almost inaudible voice. The lips apart, and he nodded his head slightly. "Am I touching you?" They nodded his head again. I pat my lips and traced my finger lightly over his hair. They nodded, still dreaming. I traced my finger to his belly and asked in a low voice, "Here." They inhaled deeply and nodded his head again. Not wanting to move my finger further down without tea, and I muttered in his ear, "Down there." He clapped and shook his head. I smile. Wake up for once, and I kiss you more, I whispered. Unknowledgely, they push his nails into my bicep, quite roughly, and inhale sharply. Wake up, love, I said in a low voice, just beside the earlobe. They didn't. He was still dreaming and drove his nails into my bicep again, very roughly, as if I was eating day in his dream. And after a minute, unable to control it, I placed my lips over him. For once, and his eyes suddenly flashed upward. They breathed heavily, his chest driving against mine. They looked into my eyes and licked his lip. I smiled gently and placed a kiss on his forehead. Good morning, love. They was blinking his eyes, unable to release what just happened. I laughed silently with my thin lip. You were dreaming, right? They closed his eyes out of embarrassment. I palmed his cheeks in low voice. It's okay. I'm your official eagle wedding husband. You can dream anything about me. I'll not feel bad. They laughed. I lay down on my back and took Tay in my arms. He placed his head over my chest, and suddenly his eyes fell on my bicep as he sat up in shock. What happened? Why is it bleeding? They asked with concern and curiosity. I laughed without noise. What happened? Will you tell me? They started moving toward the side table of the bed. They came back with some kind of lotion and asked again. Say it now. I smirked and asked. What were you exactly dreaming about? They clubbed while applying the ointment on my bicep. Then suddenly his eyes went wide. Did, did I do that? I bit my lower lip, looking at him, and he closed his eyes in shame. I kissed the arm lightly. It's okay. My wife have every right to scratch my bicep with his nails, as deep as he could. They clicked his tongue. I didn't even realize, Jungkook. I'm so sorry. I pulled it toward myself as he fell in my arms. I kissed the cheeks with my finger, cupped his cheeks. I kissed his lips upon hers. The lips were softer than anything I ever knew, as soft as cotton candy. It's sweet, effortlessly sweet. My hand raced towards the bag as he placed his palm on my chest. It felt like I was losing my mind. As I kissed the soft skin of his back, they inhaled deeply. They pushed me a little by the palm in order to grab my breath. I pulled myself back. Their eyes were flesh. His cheeks had turned into a shade of pink, and he was breathing over my lips. Once, just for once, I touched Ma with his and then pulled it away, placed the bag on the bed. I came over him slightly. Let me kiss your hair. I traced my finger on the side of the neck. They clubbed and answered in a low voice. Jungkook will wake up, please. It's not like we are screaming that loud, love. Please,